you so much, sir, for such a valuable information regarding the COVID crisis. Now we have a question, sir. Please share 3 points on India advantage. Pioneering in adoption of technology, strong internal environment, that is people, process and technology as you told, coupled with political will, macro environment like Young India, Skill India is on the urge of accepting such challenges and emerge victorious. And third one is Indians' habit of proactiveness, hence took others to leave behind as USA done post World War II.
Madam, I think you have already given my answer. My first point itself is pioneering in adoption of technology. Since the point our demonetization happened, we have adopted this technology very well. So it is already in a position, and our mindset is there to adopt the technology. The way I know the people who are the general accountants, when the tally will come, they are again doing the basically trial, manual trial and tally it. They have not having a habit to adopt the technology. Now at this point of time, we have already in a position to adopt the technology. That is my first basically point as an India advantage, right? Second advantage is already shared that our internal strengths are very on a right note, having a advantage over the others, and coupled with political will, right? Political will is basically really making sense whenever the country has to grow. I've seen a few other countries at this point of time. There is no consensus on the political will, and the third one is Indian habit, always habit to be a proactive. So proactiveness first, pioneering in adopting the technology. Third is our strong internal environment with a coupled with a strong political will. That's the three messages which lead India into our advantage stage. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Now we also have Dr. S.K. Gupta with us, with whom we had session on first day. Mr. S.K. Gupta is a postgraduate in commerce. He is a gold medalist. He is MD, IBBI, CMA, and he is a doctorate in corporate governance with over 39 years of corporate experience. Sir, can I start my question with you, sir? Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, we have a question, sir.
Sure.
You have experience across all functions and varied industries. Which industries could lead us in making new India?
I think even though when we look at economic development, it's a mix of improvements happening, growth happening across different sectors, because it's a synergistic effect end of the day which leads to economic growth on a sustainable basis. But if you're looking at one prominent industry or one prominent segment or sector of economy, which will be the leader and actually drive the engine of growth, I think that's going to be FMCG, fast moving consumer goods, for basically two reasons. One is that that's a very varied sector which caters to a large number of products which are generally consumed by common people or a large number of people, large strata of the population across the country. But at the same time, they will have to change their business models. They will not be able to work hitherto in the same traditional manner that they were working. As emphasized by Mr. Ritesh Vig, the focus really has to be on digitization of the processes as well as the delivery of processes, products and services. That's where a new business model will emerge within the FMCG sector, which will drive the growth in that particular sector, and that will also fan out in other sectors, leading to ultimate sustained development of economic growth in the country. We will have to build supply chains online. We will have to probably look at reverse auctions. We will have to collaborate with customers and supply chain people online. We will have to ensure digitization of payments on a more higher percentage as the current level that we have within us. All these will ultimately lead to a boost in the FMCG sector, coupled with strong R&D with new products, new services being developed by FMCG sector, which are as per the needs and expectations of the various customers in the emerging India, as explained by Mr. Jitesh. So I think, to my mind, my take is that FMCG sector, coupled with digitization and a strong wave of digital technology, Industrial Revolution 4.0 will ultimately be the driver engine for further growth in the country.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Now we have with us Mr. B.M. Bansal, sir. Sir, we have a question with you, sir. Mr. B.M. Bansal, first of all, I will introduce him. He is currently designated as President at Box LNG Private Limited. His current role involves sourcing and supply of LNG by road and storage and fueling of LNG in vehicles, etc. This also covers supply of LNG gas to industries which are far away from gas pipelines. Supply of bio-CNG to retail gas stations are also part of his business. He is ex-chairman Indian Oil Corporation. Sir, we have a question for you, sir. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, the question is, if government shall open intra bonds, people should invest in it or not?
Yes, very much. I mean, first of all, I'd like to thank Ritesh for giving such a wonderful presentation, very detailed one, and he has shown very positive future for everybody. And this COVID is, even though it is a very, very disruptive happening in India and in the world, but it has given some challenge and always can be converted to opportunities. Like Ritesh mentioned, and yesterday Mr. Jain also mentioned, that people are getting away from China, and Japan has already declared, and some more companies will be definitely moving to other countries, and India has got a very good opportunity to take this advantage by providing some incentive to them, because legally our country is very, very, very sound, and technology also we have got very good hold on that. Skilled manpower, young manpower is available. We have to develop some infrastructure at a very fast rate to attract the investment in the country. So once we say that infrastructure will be the main feature to attract the investment from foreign countries, the bond investment appears to be very attractive investment, and I think people must invest in that wholeheartedly, so that country can, with a lot of speed and with a lot of rhythm, we can move ahead and provide the infrastructure. That is what China has done at a very fast speed in last 20 years. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. We also have Subodh Jain sir with us, with whom we had a very wonderful session yesterday. I would like to introduce Mr. Subodh Jain sir. He is an expert in railway construction, operation and maintenance. He has been designated at various key profiles, including Member Engineering, Railway Board, Ministry of Railways, Ex Officio Secretary to Government of India. His key area of specialization includes metro rail system, contract management, international project, etc. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What should be your advice to railways in starting their smooth operations, sir?
The railway as such is alerted. They have not discontinued any of their staff, not even the vendors, the service providers like cleaning contractors and everything. But still, railway will face a problem of the social distancing and what kind of norms are prescribed for the rail travel in future. We do not have any precedence of this kind of travel. Hello, am I
Yes,
audible
sir.
now?
Yes, sir. You are audible, sir. Very much audible.
Because someone said that I am not audible. So we had the epidemics in the past. We had been insisting in all these Kumbh Melas and all to produce the cholera certificate or the epidemic certificate before you board the train. But in those epidemics, the responsibility to certify for safe for travel had been on the social medicine or health staff. if this responsibility is devolved on the railways, or for that matter, any transport mode, either air or railway, it is going to be a very complicated thing. There will have to be a protocol, and that protocol will have to be implemented by the public health authorities the way it was done in case of cholera or any other epidemic. We have never faced this kind of situation where this epidemic has affected almost 60% of the country. So those challenges will be there. Apart from these operational challenges, I don't foresee any challenge. I don't foresee any challenge at all because they are all ready. They are regularly attending to their coaches and their safety inspections. The station staff is there. There may be movement problem of vendors. Most of the railway staff lives in the railway colonies and they don't have to really travel over the city roads. But our support staff and vendor, private contractors, they may have to be issued some kind of certificate in case railway is asked to operate the trains without lifting the lockdown. But if lockdown is lifted, after that, the only problem will be the safe to travel certification. I think I have replied the question.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Okay. Now we have Dr. Sandeep Jassal with us, with whom we will have a session on stress management. I'll introduce him. Dr. Sandeep Jassal is MD and founder of Live Life More Wellness, Vancouver, Canada. He is a board certified integrative medicine and preventive health consultant with a doctorate in natural medicine, postgraduate in preventive and promotive healthcare. He is a certified diabetes educator under the National Diabetes Educator Program and a certified advanced cardiovascular life support provider by American Heart Association. He is founder of Live Life More Diet and Wellness and Sanjeevani Healthcare India. He is Vice President of Liver Forever Foundation. His focus is on weight management and optimal natural health for disease-free body through various initiatives, namely WOW, that means Wisdom of Wellness, blended with technologically advanced diagnostic methodology in evaluating body's non-biochemistry deficiencies and toxicities at a cellular level, address them through custom wellness programs for patients. I hand over to you, sir. Good evening, sir.
Ji, ma'am.
Yes.
This was the first time I was using this Click Meeting platform,
Okay.
and now I am visible, but I wanted to share my screen here, right? If I
Yes,
am
yes.
able to do that.
Yes.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah. So let me share my screen, if possible, or I'll just give you one small intro on the situation which is arising out of this COVID-19. And there's a very positive thought which Ritesh ji has shared, and I'm so very glad to be a part of this presentation. The only thing is, I was reading the questions also. People are losing their jobs. People are really under tremendous stress. Now there are three things which can happen out of such situations. If one is forced to leave a job, there is a drastic loss of income. There is a chemical reaction which happens after these circumstances in the body. The chemical reactions are which can probably make or break a person's mindset. So these chemical reactions activate fight or flight responses. Either I will be fighting the situation, or I'll be trying to fly from the situation, that I'll be finding an escape route. Finding an escape route means we will surrender to the situation. So stress is activated. Stress in the body, in the mind, activates hormonal surges. There are hormones which are fight or flight hormones. They are called cortisol, or we call them epinephrine. They increase your heart rate. Now what happens? There is a marginal increase of blood pressure with epinephrine because of increase of heart rate. हमारी pulse बढ़ती है, हमारी धड़कन बढ़ती है. So in my presentation, I was the one which I had prepared for you was how to handle this stressful situation. So symptoms of stress are feeling overwhelmed. If we are feeling overwhelmed, if there is insomnia, people lose their sleep, having a hard time concentrating, memory problems, irritability, and changing your eating habits. Many times you will find that people start eating more than what they have been eating because the appetite increases. This, or they may have suppression of their appetite. They won't eat that much. So stress can activate these responses in the body. They may become irritable. They may have a transient memory loss, that they are not remembering things because their mind is concentrating on so many other things. And whatever thing they are trying to concentrate, they are not able to concentrate on that thing which they are required to. Building process, rebuilding process, that they are not able to concentrate because there are so many thoughts coming in their mind. So these are the symptoms of stress. But this should be distinguished from two other conditions, very important. And that is the next slide, which are you able to listen to my talk over here? Hello? Hello? हेलो
डॉक्टर साहब।
हाँ जी, मेरा
हाँ।
बोला हुआ सुन रहा है आपको?
जी 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 बिल्कुल आ रहा है।
हाँ जी। सो इसके अलावा दो चीजें और होती हैं, एक होती है स्ट्रेस, एक होती है एंजाइटी, और तीसरी होती है डिप्रेशन। एंजाइटी मोमेंटरी होती है, स्ट्रेस भी मोमेंटरी होती है, लेकिन डिप्रेशन जो है दैट इज अ लॉन्गर लास्टिंग सिचुएशन. सो वी हैव टू डिस्टिंग्विश बिटवीन स्ट्रेस and the anxiety. Anxiety is feeling panicked or in danger with a rapid heart rate, rapid breathing and hyperventilation. हमें सांस तेज तेज आता है, chronic restlessness, nervousness या tension, and having a hard time concentrating, insomnia, digestive problems, obsessive thoughts. लेकिन इन सबको कोप करने का तरीका क्या है? Taking care of yourself, your friends, your family can help you cope with the stress. Taking breaks from watching, reading and listening to the news stories. मैं गुजारिश करूंगा कि हमारे मीडिया में सेंसेशनलाइजेशन की एक आदत पड़ गई है, बिकॉज एक होड़ है, देयर इज अ कंपटीशन ऑफ गेटिंग मैक्सिमम आईबॉल्स टू द स्क्रीन, टू देयर रिस्पेक्टिव चैनल्स. इस मामले में एक ही चीज को एक्सप्रेस करना होता है. सपोज अगर मैंने ये कहना है, आई हैव टू से दैट the infection is increasing, and the same thing is said by the other anchor, the infection is skyrocketing. Now there is just one word which is exchanged or interchanged in this sentence. The infection is increasing, the infection is skyrocketing. But just by saying skyrocketing in comparison to increasing, there's a sense of sensationalization which has been generated to fetch your attention to the screen. Now, I urge the audience or to guide them that we need to distinguish what is sensationalized media. So we should shun ourselves, we should stop ourselves from sticking on to such type of media and try to find the media, the source of media, the source of information which is more fair. So you need to take care of your body, take deep breaths, deep breathing, stretching and meditation needs to be done during this time. Try to eat healthy and well balanced diet, exercise regularly, get plenty of sleep, because plenty of sleep will always reset the hormones which I have already told, the cortisol hormone or the epinephrine hormone or adrenaline hormone, which are the stress hormones which are caused by fight and flight situations. So sleep always shuns our thoughts from the outside world. Sleep resets our cycle in the body. It rebuilds our mindset, and when we wake up more relaxed. And then exercising puts us into the test of the time, and exercising rebuilds the body's own mechanism, rebuilding mechanism. The way Ritesh ji was talking about rebuilding the country, rebuilding the IT infrastructure, here I'm talking about your internal rebuilding process. And one thing I would like to say, although people are not able to get alcohol and drugs very freely now, but still people have got stores. I have got calls from so many of my patients from India that they have taken to, in the evening, they have taken to the habit of having some alcohol, but that is going to be detrimental to their this process, because this is just temporary. Having alcohol will only shun you from the fears of the situation for 2 hours, 3 hours, up till the time you sleep. But that acts as a diuretic that gets rid of excess water from the body, and that makes your mouth go dry. You feel more thirsty, and water intake is also very important during stressful times. You see, when you are stressed, you feel thirsty, whereas if you have alcohol, you will get rid of extra fluid from the body, and you will feel dehydrated inside, whereas when you feel thirsty, you are already dehydrated. So it is important that you should keep yourself hydrated by having water from time to time when you are under stressful situations. Make time to unwind. Try to do some activity which you enjoy, and connect with others, and talk with people whom you trust can understand your concern. I'm glad that there were people who were able to share their questions over here, because they knew that Ritesh ji is wise enough to tackle this situation and tackle and give them the answers. So talk to the people whom you think they can understand your situation. So by sharing, as they say, is a way of caring. So sharing is caring, and caring is caring. So please exchange your thoughts, your fears, your apprehensions with the people whom you consider they are dependable for you. And pranayama is one form of breathing exercises. Stretching is very important, because in stressful situations your body becomes stiff. You must have realized. So stretching yourself while you are working from home, while you are watching news, depressing news. So this is something which I wanted to give as a message to you all. And ultimately, after 3 weeks of a regular exercise, it starts becoming addictive to you. So instead of getting addicted to these dependency products like alcohol and drugs, I want that we should rebuild ourselves. I urge you all that start exercising regularly, even in your home, within the premises of your home in the situation of lockdown, because endorphins are the feel good hormones which you start having in your body after you have indulged in a regular exercise for more than 3 weeks. So try to reach that stage so that your body becomes addicted to exercise. And the last slide is that, my dear friends, in my opinion, coronavirus is a short-term obstacle. You see these pebbles lying on the road, which are immediate obstacles which you need to overcome. But we need to look at the road beyond, our journey beyond in life, and that journey is of long-term goals. That is our careers, our businesses, our families' health and well-being, our happiness. And to be more far-sighted, it is about the long-term diseases which are called non-communicable diseases. Non-communicable diseases are different from this virus, which is an infectious disease. They are diabetes, they are high blood pressure, they are cancers, they are heart disease. So all these things will only be stopped or prevented by a healthy lifestyle, by a healthy diet, by a healthy lifestyle of indulging in regular exercise, and that will be something which will be able to add years to our life and add life to your years. So that is what I have to say. So because in the last few years, 75% of the deaths were happening in the world. 71% of deaths were happening in the world prematurely because of NCD, not because of these coronaviruses or this pandemic or that epidemic. So we don't need to get scared of this epidemic. This is momentary, though it is taking lives, but it is much less than the lives which are being lost in the form of accidents in the world, which are being lost in the form of heart attacks and diabetes, complications, and everything. So take care of your health in the long run. And this is what I teach and I preach in my practice, that our lifestyle is something which is going to bail us out of any crisis in the life. So let us all be strong enough to take care of ourselves and our bodies, our families, and ultimately our countries. This is what I wanted to say. Hello?
Us from
Yes, sir.
Vancouver and for your valuable time.
No problem, sir. You're most welcome, and thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.